All right. What is this? Is this a skin? I think it might be. Weird. What's up, Ebony? I was just looking at some of the options that you sent me. I can't really find them. I feel so inept. Also on TikTok, we got a weird skin, which I don't know how to fix now. Let's see, lower this. Maybe. Whoa, that's crazy. You can only see like. It's insane. How are you, everybody? Crystal is in the house. How you doing? Thea, Thea, wallpapers. All right. I feel like yeah, I definitely added some kind of a weird skin, and it's too yellow for me, and I don't like it, but I don't know how to change it at this point. So we're streaming with that skin on TikTok. Welcome everybody to Simulation Talk 148. Yes, 148. Democratized reality in the house. And Owl saying I'm always starting them when he's getting ready to go to sleep. Listen, I also want to go to sleep. Believe me. And I wish I could start them earlier, and I really try. There's just so many things. It just never ends. And somehow I end up at 11:30. I was trying to start them at 8:30 today. Dude, this yellow thing really bothers me. I don't like the yellow. I like light. Let's see if we can change it. Lightning and no. Wallpapers, comments about me. How do I change it back from this nonsense? Somebody knows? All right. We're stuck with this yellow. At least it's not yellow on YouTube or X or Twitch. Thank you for the likes, Crystal. Appreciate you. Welcome, Simulation Talk 148. This channel to all the newcomers, usually devoted to the simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. We meet here almost every single day to discuss the experiment that I've devised a few years ago, as well as other topics like science in general, religion, spirituality, philosophy, God, whatever comes to mind. And not every single day I'm yellow this way on TikTok. This is a weird skin that I don't know how to change now. I wish I could. Somebody knows. I'll be deeply grateful for your knowledge. Miller Pavi saying, I did the experiment about an hour ago. Amazing. Would you like to share? Rage Against the Machine is saying, where do I get the molecule from Young Jedi? Guys, do not type these letters. Please put in the spirit molecule. Otherwise, I will have to time you out. Okay. 2 others tried the laser 2 nights ago. Amazing. We have more and more people who are trying. I was saying, haven't seen you since last year, so I had to do it. Nice. Nice. The simulation is, in fact, loading. Thank you, Holographic. I appreciate all the people that are skipping sleep. Just watched VR Corn AM, I in the Matrix, or what? Sorry, I don't know what that means, brother or sister. What's up, Man Dweller? Good to see you. Been through it. Been through it. How are you, brother? Good to see you. All right. So Miller is saying he's seen some stuff in the laser, but can't confirm that he saw the code. If you don't mind filling out the report on the website on codeofreality.com, that would be deeply appreciated. Codeofreality.com. That would be very, very, very beneficial because I get to collect data this way and understand what people see or don't see. Also, yeah, if you're guessing if you saw the code or not, then you definitely haven't seen the code. The code is very, very distinct. However, in the beginning, it seems very, very small. It's tiny. It's minuscule. It almost looks microscopic. However, It is very visible. So in the beginning, that will be the case. Later, you will start seeing larger and larger structures. So in the beginning, make sure that you are looking for something very, very specific and small. Whatever it is that you see, look smaller. If you see any structure, look what it's made out of. In other words, the pixels that it actually is brought from. That would be the code. But if you would like to fill out the report, that would be extremely valuable. And if you want to attach an audio recording or a video recording, that will be even more beneficial. Rage Against the Machine is saying you should try doing a laser inside a video game. Call of Duty has a laser on one of their weapons, simulation within simulation. Well, yeah, simulations all the way up or down, or whatever, however you think it's arranged. Franny's Force saying, Dan, I need help. We did not see the code, but we could tell something special was happening. Sure. Either email me, or we can talk about it now. But if you want to email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com, lasersimulationx@gmail.com, I'll be able to help you out. And the other option is that you fill out the report, and I can look at the report and tell you what I think was missing. But if you send me an email with some details and show me pictures and or videos of how you're setting everything up, I will be able to help you out. I'll be able to look at it, and maybe we can triangulate it together. I know that we have to censor ourselves. It is a shame, and it is kind of silly, to be honest. But it is what it is. What's up, JH? I think my laser was too weak. We used 5 milliwatts. Yeah, 5 milliwatts is all you need. Yeah, do not use anything ever above 5 milliwatts. It was not too weak. It's just a matter of it's not big enough. What do you mean by big? No, it has nothing to do with the size of it. If it is too thin, yes, that would be just too small for you. Like, it's too concentrated, actually. You want it wider. I'm not sure what you mean by small, but definitely do not use anything above 5 milliwatts, because you will do some damage to your cornea. So it's not about that. And some people, it does take them a little while. Have you looked at the protocol on the website, Miller? Webson is saying, hey, Dan, I have one question. I wanted to ask, do you have anywhere uploaded any visual references interpretation to the code? Yes. So they are on Discord. Ebony actually created some representations of what you saw. You can join the Discord by looking at the YouTube page and the main page, and you will have the link there. And or you can also look at the trailer. It's in the beginning in the trailer. We have a reference to what the code looks like on a piece of paper in the trailer. Thank you so much, Miller. Did you check out the protocol on the website? What's up, Dudu Barkley? Good to see you from Twitch. Appreciate you. Spirit molecule, unfortunately, I can't help with that. Wait, so you saw something, Miller, right? There you go. Holographic is helping you figuring out where to get the molecule. Franny's Forest. Same question, Miller and Franny's Forest. Did you guys follow the protocol? So the thing that you think that is static, look closer, and it really depends on a lot of variables, like how much molecule you have on board, how far into the experience you are, how far you are from the wall. In the beginning, it takes a second to kind of dial it in. I am a little surprised, to be honest, because more and more people are telling me they're having a hard time with it. Where in the beginning, at least when we were seeing it, it just kind of people saw it pretty quickly. Not sure. Again, I just know that ultimately everybody sees it at the end. But it sounds like you're in the right direction. Just keep searching there. Yes, website. The console is always there. My name is Daniel. I'm one of the admins of the simulation. I'm just watching you guys. Feel free to discuss. Awesome. Well, how are we doing? Yeah, so these structures look closer. Did you try and look closer and further away? Again, did you look at the protocol on the website? Ben Dweller said, I had one of the most incredible love-filled experiences on the molecule today. Made me cry. This molecule is beautiful. Wow, thank you for sharing. That's amazing. That makes me super happy. Wow, that feels good. Okay, do a super quick re-intro. Welcome Simulation Talk 148. The channel revolves around all things simulation. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. I've discovered a few years ago that if you project a diffracted laser on the surface and you ingest the spirit molecule, you will see code running in surfaces. This observation has now been substantiated many times all over the world, and we are here almost every single day to discuss it. Science in general, religion, spirituality, philosophy, God, whatever comes to mind. If you happen to be on TikTok and you want to see the longer versions of all the videos you see on TikTok, your address would be my YouTube channel, which is Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. You will see the longer versions video, and most of my content is there. If you want to check out what I'm actually doing with the experiments, you can go check out codeofreality.com, codeofreality.com. On YouTube, I've also added a membership program that gives you early access to all the videos that I'm releasing, as well as Zoom calls with me, weekly lives. We have another one coming up tomorrow at noon Pacific time. They're weekly lives for members only, aside from the daily lives. And like I said, Zoom calls with me, with other members, and even in private, depending on the tier of the subscription. I appreciate all the members that joined. I deeply appreciate your contribution. It allows me to focus on this project more full time. And again, I always have to mention thank you to all the people like Ebony and Ben. And we have a few other individuals, I forget who was there as well, that are sometimes gifting people memberships. I deeply appreciate that because it helps the community grow. And then people can feel what it's like to have a membership. And if they want, they can always stay after a month. And it helps tremendously. Both Ben and Ebony are also contributing their time, helping with Discord, and Ben is helping with something else. I don't know. Ben, do you want to be called Devin, or Ben is fine? Which one do you prefer? But I deeply appreciate all the people that also show up here every single day or most days, and they are making the community happen. There's always a very respectful and incredible vibe in our conversations. And I love that. I love that this community grows. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, everybody else who are joining also from other platforms like X and Twitch. If you guys feel called, if you can give the live a like or a love or whatever it is that the platform you're on allows for, it helps the algorithm tremendously. Or it helps me by making the algorithm pick these lives and advertise them to more people. So I appreciate that as well. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. And it did appear to be on its own space, and I saw lines that look similar to katakana, but it was more static, not moving. If it was not moving, excuse me, that means there's not enough molecule in your brain. You got to find a balance between not being sucked into hyperspace, but at the same time having enough of the molecule on board. And eventually you will dial it in. The second you see it for the first time, you won't need that much. You will see a lot of it. Welcome, everybody, on TikTok as well. What happens if the laser is shined on something living? Same thing. See the code. The code seems to be ever present, which means it's probably coding for something very fundamental, like space-time or something fundamental inside of space-time. Great question. We all could see through the wall as reported by others. Thank you for sharing, Fanny's and Miller. That doesn't have the laser head lines on them. So here's the thing. If you're looking at where the lines are, that means you're not looking in the correct place. If you do the right gesture, you won't even notice the lines because you're looking inside. It will average out the light that is hitting inside the wall. You don't want to be looking at the surface. You want to be looking as deeply as possible into the z-axis, which usually means that the lines completely disappear. So something to think about. The structure I saw Dango thoughts looking like it had rows going horizontal and vertically made of symbols, like a holographic overlays on top of the structures forming it. Sounds about right. My laser also seems too weak, even though it had the exact stats of your one and looked exactly the same. It might have to do with the amount of power you're giving it. What kind of batteries are you putting in, or how many of them? And also, do you have complete darkness in the room? You said there are people that saw the code without the molecule. Would it be smart to write everything down what they see since they have all the time in the world to do it? That's a good question. However, it has nothing to do with being able to see it in real time for a long time. It has to do with the amount of information at any given time and how fast it's moving. I don't think anybody human can absorb that much information and write anything down in any coherent sequence. Ebony got pretty close, I would say, to recreate some of these structures, but pretty sure she would tell you the same thing, which is that the amount of information that actually is being unfolded, it actually is unfolding in front of you, makes it really untenable to write anything that you kind of saw actually happening. It will be always an approximation. It would never be the exact same thing. The only way to do that would be to record directly from your cortex. It is not feasible. Riley said she came late and she feels Riley is a he, and he feels confused. We aren't talking about the simulation, and I'm claiming that I found proof that we live in a simulation. You can watch my videos on the topic, Riley, and some of them are pretty short here on TikTok, and then you can rejoin us. Nico, how you doing, brother? You did look at the protocol, okay. Owl said, wait. I'm wondering if people who are struggling to see the code are somehow messing something up without realizing it, only partially defected or something. No. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, sometimes it might have something to do with that, but no, I think it has more to do with how they're casting their attention. I don't think it has anything to do with the laser itself. The laser just has to be cast on the wall. That's it. I think it's more about the way that people tend to perceive objects and how they need to change their attention to see it. Just like some people can't see the magic eye. But in this case, you don't really need to do the full magic eye gesture. You just need to be able to move your attention back and forth along the z-axis, which is something that unless you focusing on something is difficult to convince your brain to do. It's kind of like moving your ears. Not everybody knows how to do it because it's a particular muscle here that some people don't even know that it's there or how they can consciously activate it. So I think it might have something more to do with that than anything technical from the laser perspective. Is it possible to see the code without the molecule? Yeah, I had a couple of people tell me, but again, I don't have a way to know if they see exactly the same thing. And also, they're the kind of people that wouldn't necessarily be interested in like investigating deeper. They live for a different kind of meaning. They don't have the drive to understand the world deeply. They are more about experiencing the world. So it's almost ironic. And watch all the videos available, and the beam in your video is much wider than ours. Wait, did you get the laser from us, Franny's? Ebony said that, she feels something beautiful every time. That's amazing. I find the code to be more coherent when the laser is vertically oriented. Interesting. How are you from Finland, Nora? Franny. So if you got the laser, wait, the link, or you got the ones that we make. So if you got the link, as long as you got one of these diodes, right, Franny's Forest, you can just unscrew the thing a little bit, and it will become wider. We need to figure out a way to expand the laser beam somehow. Imagine covering entire wall with diffracted laser. Yeah, you can put a bunch of lasers. It doesn't actually help you see it better. That's the funny part, because then your attention kind of diffuses. Believe me, this is plenty to actually investigate it. I did see something, but cannot say certainly because I don't know exactly what you are seeing. Yeah, when you will see the code, you will see that it's not under question. Like the second you see the code, that what you just said kind of flies out the window. Like you have no more questions. You just see it. If you keep trying, I promise you will see it. Am I in California? Yes, I am. Took a big dose. I feel a lot of people have self-doubt, or they don't see it coherently enough. But yeah, I do find that too, which is interesting to me. That's an interesting phenomena. I thought when I saw it first, I saw it for sure, but I started to doubt when it looked at it sober again. Yeah, it will teeter back and forth. Thank you for letting me know, Franny's. Rage is saying you should do a retreat. We did one last year, and it was a great success, and we're going to do one this year. So if you want to email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com, and you can title the email by saying interested in retreat. I will put you on the mailing list for the retreat the second we're going to know when it's going to become a thing this year, and I will let you know. Put you on a mailing list, so no problem. What's up, Punkish? Close and far. Okay. Then just keep trying. So don't look, it's not Miller, it's not necessarily about seeing more, it's just look closer. The code is tiny. It makes up the whole thing. Whatever you're seeing, it makes it up. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are the pixels. Like look closer. And also your brain kind of learns how to look at it more like easier. Elusive keeps waking up during these streams. That's amazing. These streams wake people up. Awesome, Riley. So now I think you're caught up. Seems like a little like a CIA asset recruitment program now that I hear there is a retreat. They're onto us. This guy is onto us. It's user 9430092988866. You taking care of it? Okay. No, I was just talking to a friend of mine. That's an interesting analogy. For me, it was like a window portal through beyond the wall into another realm. Mm-hmm. How did you get such a large visible beam in your videos? Well, what can I say? Just have one of these giant beams. No, you just basically make it bigger. So you basically put it on the in the original video. If you look, there's a you just put it down, and if you project it further, especially through different surfaces, it kind of becomes bigger because that's the nature of light, right? The thing is that if you do that, you need more power. So you just have to balance these scales. The ones that I used to use, they're much bigger, the lasers, and I used to put like four AA batteries. 4 AA batteries is really the way to go because that gives you like a good oomph, and you can put a little further. And if you make it dark, then it becomes a lot wider. So that's really the way to go. Gate program coming up on my feed. You mean the gateway? Yeah, it's a great one. You should try it. Wave Morpher, which is a great handle, says, been lurking for months. Really appreciate the vibe. What do you think about Gomez and Milson's interpretation? Not been fortunate to get to try myself, but wave patterns can be intricate even when squint. Let me see. So first of all, thank you for the kind words. Gomez and Milson's. I don't know who that is. Hold on. Emilsons. Oh, Andres Gomez. Okay. I didn't know because of it. Nah, come on, man. There we go. You're talking about Andres Gomez. I didn't know that Emilsons is one of his names as well. That's cool. Why you know Andres? Uh, well, he has a lot of different interpretations, and we talked about him. I mean, I'm now putting it to the test. Just submitted for an actual experimentation. So hopefully soon there will be some paper coming out about it. Even though I heard that some people are already working on a paper, we'll see what they say about it. If they come up with data, that's awesome. One thing to mention is that Andres is one of my favorite thinkers. He is, I would go as far as to say he's a genius. He would not like that, but I think he is. Then show them the thing with your hands to practice switching focus from. Oh, good idea, Owl. Yeah. So the one thing, even better than the magic eye, that you want to be practicing is basically putting both of your hands one in front of the other, and just switching your attention from the front one to the back one. Right. So even now you can kind of do it. Well, I mean, here one is out of focus, one is in focus, right? But you kind of do this with your eyes, right? Without moving your face or your eyes. I mean, in this case, I have to kind of do it because I have to angle it this way. But you can put it in an angle where you don't have to move your eyes at all, and you just switch. And then what I want you to do is I want you to register with your attention what it feels like. What muscle are you using to do this? Because that's exactly what you need to do. And when you're looking close to the wall, you cast your attention even further. You just move your attention further. That's the gesture you want to be playing with. I should start a research lab. I am. I'm starting a nonprofit soon. Well, technically, I started it, like the process today. It will take a while though, and then we'll build a lab, and on the other side of the sausage, inside joke. Happy New Year, Ambient Glass. I saw the messages you sent me today. I did not read them yet, but I saw there were messages. So at some point, I'll get around to them. $2025 is going to be amazing. There is no Mark Miller as long as you're looking into the thing. The whole thing is that. So there's no like particular area where it's at. I truly don't know why some people takes them a little while. I don't know. I wish I knew. It wouldn't help a lot. Yeah, I don't think you missed it either. I think you need to trust what you're saying a little bit more. Have a good night, holographic. Have a good night, Al. I was able to see the code on mushrooms as well. Yep, that is correct. That's amazing. Use the link from Core. So yeah, Franny's. But on Core, you have two options. One, you use a link that links you to something in Amazon, and and then you can buy one that we make and we send it to you. Those are two different things. So that's what I'm asking. Because if you bought one that we sent you and it's not as wide as we're showing in the thing, then it's definitely something that we need to fix. If it's something you got from Amazon, that's something we can fix. But if you send me a picture of what you bought, usually you just have to unscrew the thing and it will be wider. Understanding the role deeply, this resonates with me. That's great, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, Franny's, if you can send me please a picture, email me the picture of what your laser looks like, please. And also the way it looks on the wall. That's also good advice by Van Dweller. I found it helpful also to blast off first. The code was much clearer and present after real launch. Yes. Oh, flying with cluster headaches is crazy. Well, we might have one that is traveling. We'll see. I was pumped full of love by a female being made of diamonds of light. It was a very healing experience. That is so beautiful. What is? Do we need to get everybody to the console? The console appears. Lovey Winnels, how you doing? Daniel, good to see you. Yeah, Miller, keep trying. And let me know. Dan, do you know these holographic displays from Looking Glass Factory? I own one, and I think of making artwork showing how the code look. Showing it on a 3D display could look is good to look together on stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. Good to see you, Lovey Whittles. Ebony Sausage Gang represent. That can be interpreted in so many different ways, but we know what you mean. Ooh, yeah, the laser is definitely not the end game. Hunter Cox is asking if being high on the molecule. Please, guys, don't type these three letters. If you can say the spirit molecule instead, I appreciate it. See, this phenomenon is in every case. It is something you can learn to perceive in the same laser setup you've detailed. I don't know. Some people told me that they managed to do it, but I don't know if it's reliable. So it's kind of hard for me to see. Trisha, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you here with us. We get Happy New Year to you as well. Let's see. I've missed quite a bit on TikTok. Oh, actually, no. I basically missed almost none. That is so weird. Have you had an experience with synesthesia on the molecule? I saw music as different layers and colors of magic. Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a natural, like we basically experience more of how information comes together. That's what I think it is. It's all good, Hunter Cox. Hey, was just wondering in regards to like the talking frog friend and others, do you believe they are just avatar representations or that in their actual form is it known are they human beings? It's a great question. I don't know, Sunny. I something tells me because of the amount of effort that some people put into mapping these spaces and what these things are. Maybe the essence of them is kind of close to whatever they appear to be. But obviously, they can probably wear many forms, or at least that's my guess. Is this a laser infomercial? No, it is not. You can get the laser anywhere you would like. We have them on our website because people asked us for them, but you can get them anywhere you would like. Just make sure that they're never above 5 milliwatts and they're diffracted. That's it. That's all you got to make sure that they are. On the website on codeofreality.com, you have a list of what you can that links you to one of the stores in Amazon that sells them separately, so you can build them. We make them ourselves. Ours is super expensive, so if money is the issue, do not buy ours. You can copy the specs that you have from the links that we link to, and you can probably find them for a lot cheaper on Alibaba. It's just a little bit more work, but it's not a big deal. You can definitely do it. But yeah. But with ours, and if you buy in the next 5 minutes, you also get a set of knives that can cut through shoes. So that's worth it. I had recommend pairing the molecule with the music artist Park Breezy. Such the right vibe. I appreciate it. Park Breezy. Gotta check it out. Park Breezy. It looks dope. What's up, Mikan? Good to see you. What do you think the heel is from telepathy tapes? To me, it's like a constellation of consciousness, nodes reachable by projecting consciousness, but that's just my theory. I think that part of the awakening is basically part of us understanding there's like a higher space, and it's almost like a stepping stone by all the people that can interact with these spaces, and they meet up there to talk about all kinds of things. Again, guys, I'm going to say it one more time. I know it's on me. I was supposed to figure out how to eliminate these words automatically, but do not type these 3 letters if you don't mind. Please use the words spirit molecule. Aboro saying, love a good conspiracy talk. Well, actually, we're not talking about conspiracies, but sometimes conspiracy talks can be fun. Can the laser be pulsing or must be static? Doesn't have to be red. I think it can be pulsing. And I wouldn't recommend it if you have potential for epilepsy, but it doesn't have to be red either. It's just that red is the lowest frequency, so it will be easier to sit with it for a while. But that's a great question. Also, strobing seems to slow down the image, which I think I'm actually going to be running sets of experiments with strobing to see if it actually does it. But I think it will. It will basically give you the opportunity to just see the images. And being saying, I have a problem with your hypothesis, brother. Kinda. I don't know if you're talking to me, but if you are, if you would specify, that would be helpful. Any color works, Hunter, but red is the easiest to see the code with. Exactly, Owl. Thank you. The knife sold you? All right, ship them lasers, guys. Spent a little time on the mountain, spent a little time on the hill. Things went down, we don't understand, but I think in time we will. Poetry. Taylor, the spirit molecule. If you Google the spirit molecule, it will tell you exactly what it is for sure. Sunny G is asking, do I believe we're 100% simulated construct, or are we kind of like VR participants who exist outside the simulation? Great question. 100% simulated because there's nothing outside of the simulation. The simulation is basically an infinite array of computational environments. Ours is one of them, but there's nothing outside of that computational world, essentially. So there's no base reality. There's no outside world. In that sense, it's the same as like saying something outside of existence. It's impossible. It's just that at bottom, the world is computational. I don't know if you know the tweet from Andres I was referring to, but I would love to see you in Carnival. Share the appreciation. Thank you for your persistence in streaming. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. He's talking about the cymatics, and it's based on what he thought I told him, and I corrected him in that thread. I told him that is not what I told you. I did not say that. He said in the thread that I concurred that this is the structures we see. I said, no, these are some of the larger structures that you see, but all of them are made out of very specific code. But again, Andres and I were friends, and I deeply respect his technical abilities and intellect. It's just that I think he misunderstood what I was saying. So the short answer to that post, if we're talking about the same post, is that I disagree with it. It is not correct to say that that is what causes us to see that these patterns, because the patterns I'm talking about are much smaller than that, much finer. Do not make physical environment to a hill separate place from what is going on. I think. Now, I think maybe I understand what you're saying, Daniel. And I don't think it's separate. It's just a larger ability of informational patterns, to my mind. John said, I'd buy one." You wanted to say I'd buy one. I think I said I'll buy one, but I would, or never mind. I'll buy one, but I already have a pair of shoes that can cut through knives. I mean, that is a business idea. I think you should go to Shark Tank. Consensual reality mitigated by unique brain chemistry and divided by age class. So fascinating. Interesting. Why age class? Yeah, snakeskin is something that a lot of people report. Laser pitch on Shark Tank would be cool. What does that given function to construct as extra description? Well, you're talking about a real ability. I don't really know what the question is. If you're talking about, I don't know if you listened to the telepathy tapes. Again, I was kind of having a hard time with her in the beginning too, but then I realized I'm more resisting her style of analyzing things in conversation. But the actual information seems to be solid. And I don't know if you know, but like basically what they discovered is that all these kids from all over the world that don't know each other, and they all report what's called the hill. They all call it the hill, like they know about it. So I mean that's significant. That is definitely significant if we can prove that. What I think is going on, because my fiance is a speech pathologist, and she said that in all the years that she worked in the field, she never met one. She never met a kid that she even suspected there might be non telepathic. Now, it's possible that if you're not looking for it, you won't know. But the thing is, she's pretty perceptive, and she's very kind of like open-minded about everything. I think she would notice something. So I actually had a thought. It's possible to me that we are right now. It's a pivotal moment in history because we're crossing paths between different universes, like actually. And then a universe in which this is a reality crosses paths with, well, I don't know how many of you belong to which universe, but at least in mine, like the universe that, let's say, I come from, in which this was not possible. And all of a sudden we cross paths and we see, oh, is that possible? Interesting. And we don't even know it's a different universe, but we kind of see across the barrier basically. And it's also maybe why at the moment it's possible to see what we see in the laser, because we see almost like worlds crossing. These codes are basically the walls of the different worlds crossing one another. And it actually makes perfect sense to me because there's so many different people now saying all kinds of things that to me don't make any sense. Not because I'm definitely not closed-minded. Like I'm very open to all kinds of possibilities. They just logically don't map on, not in terms of what they can mean and how they can arise, but how people think about them. For example, when people say things are inexplicable, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like everything is explicable. It's just a matter of, now nobody says you can and will explain it. but nothing is inexplicable in principle. And some people seem to think that that's just like a you know. Now it's possible that just people have different perceptions, but there's something about that move. And at this point in history, that seems to me like it's not from here. Like it doesn't belong at this point in history, and this might explain also why so many different attitudes towards life all of a sudden are so surprising and weird in a way that's like, where did that come from? I think we're literally crossing paths with different universes, and we maybe can borrow one of each other's abilities, and maybe it's like a train station, and soon we will depart again, and again everything will make sense within the context of whatever universe you're going to find yourself in, and maybe you can jump universes and move on to a different universe. Who knows? I like this idea, and also it makes sense to me. Can we hang out in the physical someday? I mean, sure. We're doing retreats, so you can always Trisha can always email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com, and it can put you on a waiting list for the retreat. And we might be doing. I did one meetup, a tiny one, and we will be doing more, and we'll be doing also ones that are not just in California. So I'll definitely notify you about that. So if you email me, we'll definitely put you on that list. Again, it's lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Thanks for explaining. I have some lasers and want to experiment with this phenomena. Even if it's not the matrix code, it still might explain something new about our brain. Have at it, brother. Absolutely. And again, feel free to fill out the report on the website on codereality.com. It's super, super useful for us and very valuable because we draw a lot of information from how people go about it, what they say about it, all that stuff. How come you didn't say spirit molecule in the video? This experiment works with the Christmas lights. The laser lights show I see the wall behind the wall, but don't see the code yet. It's hard for me to say because I need to be there with you to know the details, but you can see some codes in regular lights, but not the code we're talking about in the laser light. Trying to go through some of the comments silently so I read them quicker. I agree with the general thrust of what you're saying, Daniel, about using less labels. One of these, the biggest issue I think with understanding these things to deeper degrees is the isms. Even in the telepathy tapes, she talks a lot about like, physicalism and idealism and all that stuff. The isms need to go. I agree with you because that is very easy to lose yourself in conceptions of the definitions versus what it really is, which is something is happening, what is going on. But on the other hand, you do have to use some words to describe something. So to some degree, we have to use that. But I agree with you with overall, we want to move to a language that is much more descriptive and fluid versus a language that decides on terms that mean something to somebody who knows something about them versus in real time and describing what the thing does. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Do you notice that when you blink while looking at the code, it resets itself sort of? No, I never noticed that. But I do know that if you do this, kind of like flicker your eyelids really quick like this, you'll get the similar effect to strobing. So it might be similar to that because your attention resets. But this is interesting. There might be something there. How about you do not imagine two strings crossing, but imagine 7 bill making a median like new sum there. Too convoluted for me, brother. You have to simplify this. Two crazy houses I could build. What makes me certain there is no base reality? And is the use of the word simulation a bit misleading if there is none? I agree on the Wolfram computation nature of reality. Either way, yet consecutive mystery. I mean, I like everything about what you're saying here. I'm going to outline it in one moment. Hold on. I'll take a leak. Be right back. I don't need this slide. All right. So, to address some of these points, first of all, what makes me so certain that there is no base reality? Well, logically, from everything I saw in the simulation, also it kind of leads to the second part of your question, which makes sense, and it's a logical thing to inquire about whether or not the word simulation makes sense in this context. The short answer is yes, it does, because of what the word simulation actually means, which is a computationally rendered environment. It does not and did not ever mean fake. It kind of came along as a misconception as to being linked to something fake because we simulate environments to mimic something that we call real. But if the assumption is that the world at large is computational, then simulation in that context just means a slice of reality or a timeline, if you want to use Wolfram's model. So that's the short answer. There's quite a few lives in which I'm diving into this topic very deeply. Not going to do it right now, but the short answer is yes. The word simulation is the word that fits the best because it's a computationally rendered environment because the whole world is computational and it is one slice of many in that world. In that sense, the computational environment will be infinite and it will tie to some kind of an ultra structure. But from what I gather so far, nobody in existence, including the highest civilization that anybody knows about, knows how it all came to be. Nobody knows how everything came from nothing. So that mystery apparently is actually something that nobody solved so far, which is also why the computational environment is being utilized to render infinite worlds, and then the mainframe kind of wants to see if there's any common denominator between all of them and how conscious beings come about and what they say about it. It's a deep topic. I would probably do a video about it at some point. Does the code have a consistent pattern? Yes. This is why we're actually talking about it. Thank you for the question. The craziest thing is the cameras don't pick up this phenomenon. You have to see it with your own eyes. Well, I mean, you also can't see anything that you see on the molecule with the camera. The content is reserved to some kind of a channel of consciousness that we're not familiar with at the moment. Oh, Sani, so I think I addressed that point. Your question about what I mean by real and outside and simulation. I hope I answered it with what I just said. I received a message once that as we make choices and spawn other alternate universes, the versions of us on those other realities still bring the lessons back to us. Maybe that's part of dreaming. Maybe not back to us. I think to the ultimate observer, yes. But why would we be special in that regard? I like the crossing universes idea. It seems that this happens in cycles. Like, why do we have 3,000 years since classical Greece? When nothing really changes, then we suddenly. I mean, it makes sense, but I can think of 1,000 more likely explanations than that. And I'm surprisingly very conservative when it comes to these wild theories because there has to be a good reason to think that. And I don't think at the moment there is because there's so many other better explanations. Like there's regression of thought because people just put a lot of emphasis on the wrong things. That would be a much easier explanation. What do you think about the orbs and this thick fog around the world, terraforming for the aliens? I don't know what fog you're talking about. The orbs are interesting. I've had people send me these little orbs for years appear in their houses. So I know there's something there for sure. Exchanging lessons across parallel realities through dreams. I think dreams are much more mundane than people think. To me, it seems that way. Dreams, I think they're very local. I don't think dreams are very special, to be honest. Some dreams might depart to different realms, but after, you've experienced it, Ebony. After you experience some of the stuff on the molecules, I mean, these things are truly wild. The dreams are kind of, it's just reformulation of information, it feels like. I've always deeply thought about that. Like, why does it seem like human progress all of a sudden took off like a rocket and so much progress in 150 years versus no? Read the book The Beginning of Infinity. I highly recommend it. The Beginning of Infinity. One of my favorite books of all time. See you, Man Dweller. Specifically to your question about why the information all of a sudden exploded. That book will blow your mind. Thank you, Yoni. I'm reading chat further up because I'm a slow reader, and also I'm going between two chats, the one on TikTok and the one here. So, yes, it has to do with my inability to read fast enough. Aliens are coming and going to be a part of our reality very soon. I think that we're in their reality. I think that's the big discovery that we are in their reality, not the other way around. But yeah, I think we'll be aware of them. I agree with that. The telepathy tapes, the telepathy tapes you can find on Spotify. You got it, Sunny G. There's a study about some dreams that travel around the world. Yeah, I have a friend who's writing his PhD dissertation on this. He's going to be studying this. He's going to be putting different people in different labs all over the world and then seeing if he can catch the wave, see if he can measure any similarities between the dreams. I'm just saying that the dreams to me feel very local. They don't feel alien or between worlds or any of that. They're not weird enough. Even the weirdest dreams, they're just not weird enough. I was listening to your talk with Zoltan talking about the differences between the spaces with the spirit molecule and the BUFO molecule, which I haven't done, but that was certainly intriguing. Yeah, the five is a very different animal, Ebony. We can talk about it, but the five is very different. Regular dreams aren't anything special. However, lucid dreaming and astral projection are a different ballpark. So I've never had astral projection, so I don't know. But lucid dreaming also are not special to me. They're fun because you get to do more, but they're not crazy. I wish we can watch each other dream. We can watch each other sleep, but it's a bit more creepy. Доброй ночи. Neil deGrasse Tyson said the orbs are out of focus stars. Did Neil deGrasse Tyson needs to lay it down? He's out of control. You wouldn't want to see my dreams. Whoa, that's crazy. 72 Gen X saying, I was in a coma for 2 months. I hear voices and see stuff after I die in a car wreck. Whoa, that is wild. That is wild. Thank you so much, Miller. I appreciate completing the report. Sounds like energy wave, dream traveling, cool. Yeah, don't know how helpful it will be though. I mean, it's still helpful, part of the data. I appreciate it, Miller. And if you have news, please let me know. My dream life has become pretty intense, having multiple dreams at the same time and lots of minor precogs. Not sure what to make of it all, but I'm keeping a dream journal this year. Are you saying that you're experiencing multiple parallel realities at once, Hillbilly? Also, people will think that I'm like trying to insult you, but that's your handle. Just to be clear, that is the handle, Hillbilly Herb. Sorry. It seems like the practice of smoking a lot of molecule doesn't provide any answers to very basic stuff. If you are very critical with any outside views, why not train proper OBE and find truth? Because it's not democratic. Some people might not be able to do it. I definitely tried a lot of things. I tried the gateway, I tried all kinds of forms of meditation. I'm a regular meditator. I'm familiar with the types of techniques. They don't seem to be open to me. I don't experience much when I go to these places. And a lot of people told me, yeah, you're just not doing it right. Not so sure. I'm either A, coming from a universe in which it's not really possible or wasn't possible until now, or it's just not something that everybody can do. And the people who can do it naturally say, why can't you do it? Well, not everybody it might be the case that not everybody can do it. With the molecules, that's not the case. Everybody can experience it. Life to all sorts of directions and affected. Yeah, I agree with that, Daniel. NDT can't stand him. Who is NDT? Sorry, I don't know who that is. Ebony, can you enlighten me? Lucid dreaming doesn't give you access to any other realms, but it certainly allows you to exist outside of time and do things you aren't normally able to do. You guys can't fly in real life? I can fly. I'm never doing it. I don't want to show off, but I can fly. Totally. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a bum. What a comment. Gary Nolan. Oh, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. Got it. Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson is just he's just way too dismissive. That's what I think. I think he doesn't understand it, but he's slowly losing a lot of people because he's just way too negative and dismissive. It's okay to be skeptical, but just pointing out that everybody are idiots is just not helpful. Feels like running multiple realities in my dreams. That is very interesting. Nico told me about one practice he saw online the other day. Something fun to try. Sounds mundane, but I think there's something there. So the practice was, let's see if I remember. It was basically You imagine yourself very specifically doing something pretty mundane. In the example listed in the example, let's say you go to the post office or something you do on a regular basis, go to the, to get groceries or whatever. Imagine everything you're going to be wearing. Maybe it's something you're wearing now. And then you get there, and then imagine yourself at a cashier. And then from the perspective of where you are, say, please bring me to that place safely. And then when you're there with the cashier, also try and imagine as many details as possible, what you're going to get and all that stuff. And then try and get it exactly to what it is. So in other words, you're manifesting that exact reality, right? Then get to that place. And then from there, when you're there and you're wearing all the stuff you imagined yourself wearing, got all the stuff you imagine yourself getting, when you're at that instance where you're asked to be brought to safely, well, you don't have to close your eyes because it's going to be ridiculous in the store. But then say, imagine yourself sitting in the past on the couch or wherever you were, wishing yourself to get there safer, and say, thank you so much for getting me here safely. And then it's almost like you're communicating to yourself over time. So it sounds very mundane and whatever, but it claims that by doing that more and more, you will amplify your ability to manifest things. Sounds like there's something there. So it's something interesting to try. Thank you for bringing it to my attention, Nico. The problem that I have is that I have crazy ADHD, and I never remember either. When I get to the place, I tried it a few times. I always forget to actually thank myself. Maybe I'm just being an asshole with myself. That's what it is. But yeah, it sounds like there's something there to be explored, and it sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Everybody sees the same code, Stretchy Blanket. That's exactly why this is so unique. Thank you so much. The program. I've tried it a few times, and it feels like you are connecting different parts of the world lined together. Thank you for sharing, Nico. Yeah, anyway, everybody should try this. This sounds like fun. Thank you for the rose. The program. Appreciate you. I believe I can fly. Um, taking substances is democratic. Yeah, it's democratic in the sense that it works for everybody. Some people can meditate for 30 years and nothing is going to happen to them. That's the reality. That's the truth. Some people like to talk about astral projection and all that stuff as if it's obvious that everybody can do it. Not everybody can do it. It's not democratic. You take L, you take the spirit molecule, you take mushrooms, something's going to happen. That's what I mean by democratic. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, something is going to happen. You do need to work on your visualization skills or, meditate for 30 years. Something will happen. You got it, Stretchy Blanket. If I do once a week molecule, I don't get panic attacks. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Michio Kaku. Michio Kaku is cool, but he's also lending himself a little bit too much to the marketing machine now. He's associating himself with people that I don't think he should be associating himself with. I'm not going to name names, but I met some of these people. He should not be associating himself with these people. I think he's getting a little, later in his life, and he needs like a different twist, and he needs to attach himself to something that he feels that is trending. And I feel like he's not doing himself a service over time. But I mean, he's his own person and a very smart individual. So who am I to say, right? That's just my opinion. But he's cool. I like him. I don't know if you guys saw, but if you're on the kick of not liking Neil deGrasse Tyson, you should check out. there was a conversation between him and what's his name from the Theories of Everything podcast, Kurt Jaimungal. So if you do Theories of Everything, Neil deGrasse Tyson, so Toe, Neil deGrasse Tyson, there was an interview with Kurt Jaimungal, and Kurt was so nice to him, and he was really trying to point it out to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was like, Neil, he literally told him, like, I love you, and this is why I really want, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically told him, like, I want to help you stop doing this, because you really kind of, you're burying yourself. Essentially, that's what he told him, like, in a nice way, but that's what he said. It was very cathartic. And Kurt is very smart, right? So he knows what he's talking, like, he knows a lot of the technical stuff. Yeah. The programming, definitely stay away from psychedelics in that case. And again, thank you so much for being here and for the gifts and for being a part of the community. And yes, Arnica, you definitely have to try at some point. Have you heard of Duncan Trussell's story of giving a monk a megadose of L? No, but I should. Or maybe I have and I forgot. Again, everybody, we're putting it out to the universe. Let's manifest this. Let's imagine, everybody, let's imagine me at Duncan Trussell's podcast. And I'll be wearing this so everybody can imagine. I promise I'll be wearing this shirt and these jeans. Super simple. All right, super simple. These jeans, this shirt, and imagine me at Duncan Trussell podcast. And then we're going to say, thank you so much. Please bring me there safely. Being on Duncan Trussell is probably my dream podcast. That would be amazing. So then if it is across the board equal, implies that we are in it. Well, it implies that it's some universal perception. Careful what you wish for. What are you talking about? I want to be on Duncan Trussell. Wait, what are you saying? Duncan Trussell, careful. Bring it on. Bring it on. Duncan Trussell is a dream. What are you talking about? What happens if I use multiple lasers? Also, Stuart McKenna, you're not related to Terence McKenna, are you? McKenna is a sacred name in this chat. So would have to had this change. Wait, I wouldn't have had this change if it wasn't for Danny. It really changed my life. What are you talking about? Whenever people tell me I changed their lives, on the one hand, I'm grateful to play a new role. Hopefully, it's for the better. But also, I'm weary because what did I do? Trying to get through the comments as quickly as I can, guys. Again, it's kind of difficult. There's a lot of them, and I deeply appreciate that. But please be patient with me. Anybody wants to see a good drawing of the code? It's on Discord. Ebony created one. Actually, a couple. Even something like lucid dreaming, I had to train for years to be able to do basic things, and that's just lucid dreaming. Exactly. That's my point. My mom could astral travel. That's amazing. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip a few. When does a spirit molecule occur naturally? It seems all the time. It seems that it's buffering your experience all the time, even when you're awake. Thank you all. From your words to God's ears. Owl said, I bet Duncan would have you on. Wonder if the code shows up on L or M. I don't know. I haven't tried. Somebody told me it does show up on L. Now the laser shaman showing everyone I can. That's amazing. Do I think Duncan or Joe first? I don't know. I mean, both would be amazing. Just that Duncan is so wild. Duncan is such a wild dude. I mean, think about it. He created Midnight Gospels. You got to be borderline insane. I changed your bedtime. I found out I have mutual friends with Dennis McKenna. Well, hook it up, bro. More details about what? Oh, that, yeah. Think we should be manifesting Jerry. Jerry would also be great. Not gonna lie. Let's see if we can manifest what Joe's gonna wear. I mean, that's gonna be wild. If we're gonna manifest what Joe's gonna wear on the day that I'm on, I mean, he's always wearing the same shirts, right? Let's say he wears a shirt with an American flag on it. That's very recognizable. Sadly, not related. Do you have any further experiments planned regarding this discovery? How are you going to progress? Yeah, I have the experiment with the magnets. I'm not going to be talking about it today because I talked about it ad nauseum in the last few lives. But I've proposed both of these experiments to different organizations that do experimentation. We'll see what happens. I'll keep reporting on that. But yes, we have now officially proposed experiments and going to publish it in a in a scientific journal, at least the laser one. So things are moving. The comedian Duncan Trussell, yeah, I mean, he's Joe Rogan's favorite person. I think he holds the record of showing up on Joe Rogan the most, if I'm not mistaken. Kurt is great. Yep. Kurt is so on the spectrum, it's not even funny. America. We still love you, Canada. Joe Rogan confirmed. Oh, it's been confirmed, guys. Joe Rogan's confirmed. The Discord name, I don't remember, but you can find the link on the YouTube description thing. Yeah, of course it will work with Crystal Larry. I know you're in Canada. We still love you, Canada. But America. My Instagram name is Danny Goldler. But just so you know, Sharp Accidental. I mean, please follow me by all means, but I never check my messages there. So if you want to get my attention, email is the way to go. lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Who didn't answer? Joe Rogan? He didn't answer you? Dude, that ain't cool. Yeah, call him again tomorrow. Maverick Star is saying, thank you for suggesting Stephen Wolfram yesterday. It was something new and exciting to know. It was something. Yeah, Wolfram is great. If you're not familiar with Donald Hoffman, that's another really good one. Another good rabbit hole. Donald Hoffman and Bernardo Kestrup. So Bernardo Kestrup and Donald Hoffman. Oh, what is that? I don't know. Donald. There you go. That's the correct way of spelling it. Duncan would probably do the experiment live on the pod. I bet you he will. Some people tried that. It's just not. They always do something like either they use the wrong laser or. Nico, you can't drop that bomb and say nothing. Who do you know that knows Dennis? The truth is that I know multiple people who know Dennis. It's just a matter of time, you know. It's the way of the Tao, the way of the Tao. Everybody open their chakras. Is that a thing you do? Can you open your chakras? I don't know enough about it. Do you unscrew them? How do you? We'll do it live. Another fun, simpler, less profound experience. Listen, this is the worst commercial for whatever it is that you're pitching. First of all, let me tell you something, Wave Morpher. The way you started the sentence is another fun, simpler, less profound experiment is squinting on small lights where the wave nature of light becomes clear like quantum interference patterns. So definitely not going to be quantum because quantum is on a side on a scale that is not possible with your perception with your eyes. But I know what you're saying with the squinting. It's kind of cool. Exactly, Trisha. Exactly. My friend has done Aya with him at the same healer in Peru. They visit Peru often. Oh, I know, I know. I'm supposed to go to the next meeting in Peru at the same time. He's gonna stalk Dennis. He's gonna pretend like I just bumped into him. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, I'm writing a movie about your brother. That's how I'm gonna talk to Dennis for some reason. It's just gonna be my speech. And the second you start talking a certain way, you can't change it. Now you have to talk that way because it's weird. And then people are like, why do you talk like that? I don't know. Now I have to talk like that. Hey, don't don't mind my Terrence McKenna shirt. Something tells me he's not gonna appreciate it. I mean, I'm almost at the end of his book, The Brotherhood of the Screaming Abyss. There was a lot of rivalry there, man, a lot, and I understand it. Look, in the end of the day, he's alive. Terrence is not, and he also did quite a bit in his life. He wants to be recognized for that. Maybe I'm projecting, truly. I don't know what I'm projecting because I love my sister and it's the only sibling I have. But just something tells me from the way that he was writing about him that there's some bitterness there. But maybe it's just something I'm like, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna like mention it and be like, why isn't the movie about me kind of thing? You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feels that way. I wish I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but just feels like that's gonna be the case. The butt chakra. Which one is that? What is it called? Yeah, Melvin Vobson was on my podcast, and I'm actually going to be publishing the paper in Melvin's newsletter, IPI. So look out for that. I'll be sharing. Ebony is saying you can open and unblock your chakras, energy centers through meditation, yoga, fitness, healthy eating, breathing, exercise, etc. Sounds like a lot of work. I'm American. We don't want to do work. I go to Target and I get a chakra cleaner. We have a special chakra cleaner, like a spray, and I just wipe it off. We don't need to do all this busy work, Ebony. Come on. The rest of the world can do that. We just buy a spray. That's what we do. We spray things. When I searched about the phenomena on physics forums, peeps seem to confirm it is quantum. Can't be because your perception cannot perceive quantum. But I don't know who confirmed it. But I mean, I'm always open to learn something new. But it's just not what the quantum effects occur on subatomic scales. So you can't possibly see them because you can't. Okay, so you can see aggregation of quantum effects, right? So, for example, the scattering of light, things like this. Maybe that's what they mean. But you're not observing the quantum phenomenon directly. You're observing an effect that it has on the physical world, or what we call classical physics. But maybe it's semantics. Maybe we're saying the same thing. Pipe cleaner. Spray your chakras, baby. Chakra spray. Now that Billy Carson is deservingly going down, there's going to be a void left in the spiritual con artist community. So maybe we can bring it back and create like a side joke that will be paying people back. But we're going to be selling all kinds of ridiculous products that they used to buy from him, like grounding flip flops. But one of them is going to be chakra spray. Can't believe nobody came up with that before. You can buy a 7 chakra cleaning kit, but don't you want 14 deluxe clean? Exactly. We're always going to upsell you. Get the 7 chakra cleaner, but get the double cleaner for half off. That makes sense if you don't really think about it. Of course, there's more. Also, we have the Kundalini Awakening handkerchief that allows you to awaken your Kundalini. Dude, I want to create a website with all these things so bad. And the funny thing is, we're going to have customers, a lot of them. It should, like, if I can come up with like a really cool plan where it's actually going to benefit people in a way that they don't understand, like they're going to basically like something absurd that they don't think, like, for example, you do all of that and then you take all of their money and you use like hackers and you find all their information, but it's like the reverse hacker. So you don't steal stuff from them. You take all the money that they sent to buy this nonsense that doesn't work, obviously, and then you put it into like a 401k. You invest the money for them and for their kids. You put it into like bank accounts they don't know they have. And then like 10 years down the line, all of a sudden they have like hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. Like, that's what Robinhood should be if they would actually be thinking about doing the right thing. You steal from the people and you invest for them. All kinds of great ideas today. It's because I use my chakra degreaser. Do you want to come to Colorado and see the code? And that sounds like the sleaziest come online ever. Hey, you want to come upstairs and see the code? I have a chakra cleaner. Well, thank you, Artika. You make me feel so good. You make me blush. Do I ever listen to music during the experiment? Yes, but it doesn't change anything in the experiment. I want to be like Diplo is probably a t-shirt. It's waiting to happen. Stretchy Blanket is going to be my marketing department. And by the way, we're going to keep the name of the marketing department Stretchy Blanket. That's part of the marketing. Stretchy Blanket saying, order in the next 5 minutes to unlock the free shipping and bonus gift of blessed yoni beads. Boom. Oh yeah, chakra for me. It definitely sounds like something that Bailey Carson would have on his website. And now I'm doing Trump hands. It's the best chakra cleaners for your car, best ones. See you, Willie Warren. I think Ebony's married. I will diffract your code. Diffracting is the new fracking. No hitting on me. Hey, Ebony, take it as a compliment. Even if you're taken and you're married, still take it as a compliment. We are, Burning Man Camp sounds like the way to go. What are we calling ourselves? Code of Reality is a little bit too on the nose. Let's call ourselves something. Stretchy Blanket. With the Stretchy Blanket Camp. We have stretchy blankets for everybody. They have to be super fuzzy. Actually, probably Fuzzy Blanket would be, or Fuzzy Stretchy Blanket would probably be the most popular Burning Man camp ever because it speaks for itself. Everybody would want to come to that camp all the time. They have the best cuddle puddles. We watch the code. We diffract. We clean chakras. Come on down and have a ball. The 7 chakras. Chakras? What is chakras? You come for the cozy, you stay for the laser. No Burning Man camp would be called Sausage Gang. Oh, you're absolutely wrong. I don't think I've seen a more wrong statement in a while. I mean, technically, I think you can call West Hollywood the Sausage Gang, and they would adopt it. Scanner Darkly, yeah, I've seen it. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm going to have to jump off. It's 1 a.m. for me. Appreciate you all. We have 111 listeners. It's a good number to pause on. Appreciate you all. If you want to follow me across platforms, it will be Danny Goller on TikTok and on Instagram. Gotta go. It will be Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube, DANGO Thoughts. You can follow all of these things and the links in the description if you're on TikTok, especially YouTube, because I've added a members program on YouTube that allows you early access to all the videos I'm releasing, as well as Zoom calls with me, with group members, and even a one-on-one, depending on the tier of the membership, and weekly lives aside from the daily lives for members only, and a lot of fun stuff for my personal life that I'm going to bring on very soon that will live nowhere else but on my YouTube membership program. Appreciate all the members that already signed up and all the people that are contributing their time and their money to even gift other people memberships to help grow the community. Ebony, Ben, thank you so much, guys, and all the extra effort that you're putting into the project. I really appreciate it, and it's not going unnoticed. Thank you so much. All the other members of the community that are just showing up, I deeply appreciate you as well. This community would not be what it is without you. Truly, I mean that. I love that everybody here is so respectful and funny and sharing ideas. It feels good. It feels good that we're doing something positive, and let's bring these vibes more and more. 2025, baby. It's gonna be an incredible year. Let's manifest that shit. All right, guys. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Ciao. America. See you, everybody. Bye, guys.